A lorry driver from Portsmouth, a paramedic from Ringwood, a radar technician from Selsey, an MP from the New Forest. Different backgrounds, but one thing in common. At some point in the last 5 years, like thousands of others across the south, they've quietly put their family lives and careers on hold and gone to serve in the war in Iraq. They've shared the risks of the regular forces, but then come home and had to slot back into civilian life. This, in their words, is what that experience has felt like.
No one could have been more surprised than me when I sat down at the breakfast table here and opened a letter and it turned out to be my call-up papers.
I think I got 3 days' notice. Got my call-in notice on the, so it would have been 4 days. I got it on the Thursday, into work on the Friday, told them I was going, and then Monday morning I was at HMS Nelson.
Certainly a lot of excitement, a lot of trepidation. You know, you didn't know quite what was going to happen, and you're obviously worried for your own safety. And I still find it quite surreal that at 46 I was taken into the Navy.
More worried for my wife actually. You know, she's the one who's being left behind.
Yes, I was enthusiastic about going. My family was much less enthusiastic, and my wife just couldn't believe that a Member of Parliament could be called up.
Yeah, I've had 8 years in the reserves, I've drawn my bounty, I've done all this training, and if I wasn't to actually put it into practice, that's, you know, it'd be a waste.
There was a lot of very horrific injuries that came into us. Obviously a lot of what we do in this job is medical emergencies and not so much trauma. Working out there for those sort of first 3 weeks, it was just like a major incident going off every 5 minutes.
But the last tour is a lot harder work for me in the sense that because of the jobs that I was doing different jobs. You know, sometimes I was going 72 hours without any sleep. A lot harder mentally as well, I think, because knowing what my wife was going through. You know, she got three children to look after, but the 2 young children, one being disabled with Asperger's. At the end of the day, she's the hero. Yeah.
I was dispatched off to Nasiriyah to be the liaison officer to the Italian brigade that was deployed there, and I saw some pretty ghastly things happen. But by and large, we were at that stage in the operation still being received with open arms by the population. We were still the liberators.
You see bodies getting washed down in the river and that from where they've been fighting and stuff. You just tend to sort of yeah. But you're more making sure that that lump that's floating towards you is not a mine.
You know, you get off that flight at Brize Norton, you want to get home quicker than anything.
The hardest bit is getting back and getting to know each other and really getting the children to sort of come forward again, sort of thing. Because like when I first walked in, the children were sort of holding back, you know, who's he? I haven't seen him for such a long time, you know, especially when you walk in uniform as well.
Once we get back into Civvy Street, we look just like anybody else. There's nothing different about us. We haven't got 2 heads. We don't walk around with a gun strapped to our hip.
As a reservist, you come back and there's no one to talk to. And I think that's what a lot of people miss. They come back into a civvy job where people don't know what it's all about. A lot of people there wouldn't have, you know, if you come back to a job, and there will be a fair number of people there that didn't agree to you being down there. And I think that's where a lot of the difficulties have laid.
One can take a certain amount of pride in the job one did, even if it turns out in the end not to have been covered in glory.